everyone, welcome to Fitness Business Growth. It's a very special episode. This week we celebrate 10 years in business with a green cordial and a podcast to reflect on the 10 biggest lessons over the last 10 years. So July 27, 2015 was the first day of our first ever bootcamp in Kurri Kurri, mate. It's been a wild ride.
I remember how cold it was that morning. It was about, I think it was 0 or maybe 1 degree.
Had about 10 people there for the first workout.
You had the headlights on in the car.
And then kicked off the field the next day.
Kicked off what?
The field the next day. Council called.
Oh, that's right.
Okay. So guys, 10 years in business. These are 10 lessons that we've learned along the way. Some of them painfully through our own mistakes and some of them through others. So lesson number 1, the offer is king/queen. If you don't have something that people want, business is on hard mode. If your offer isn't compelling, you need world-class marketing and sales just to stay afloat. That is not a world that I want to live in.
We kind of fell our ass backwards into this in 2015.
We did.
We were in a small town that didn't have many other fitness options, and we also capitalized on the early days of group fitness, back when F45 was taking off and becoming popular. We started this little old boot camp in the small town in a market where group fitness was becoming popular. And although I feel like we did during the time that we were doing it, like we probably were ahead of the curve with marketing and Facebook and good sales processes.
Ads very early in Facebook ads. We were already competent salespeople. We already understood pricing, the need for contracts, the need for a direct debit. But like at the end of the day, we just right place, right time with the right offer. And if you get the offer with the right time, that's when real supply demand is there. That's where you get real arbitrage.
Well, we did so much through paid ads, but then something we don't really credit to as much is just referrals. We got a shit ton of referrals. Part of it being a small town and everything, but it was just the offer. It was just having a boot camp with lots of sessions. It was very community focused, community driven, very friendly, take on anyone, appeal to the masses in a starving market, and it worked.
A few years ago, Alex Hormozi released $100 million offers, and the whole premise of the book was have something so good that people feel stew saying no to. I think it's been taken too far because you see those offers everywhere. Give us 90 days, we'll add 100K to your business, and if you don't, we'll send you $5,000 for wasting your time. That's a fucking bullshit offer. So I'm going to preface this by saying, if you have a really great offer at the right time, you don't need a fucking guarantee.
And the offer isn't necessarily that isn't what you just ran through there is an offer, but what we were talking about for us at least was what it actually was.
Yeah, people just want what you have.
What it was that we were selling. What was the service? If we were trying to sell Jazzercise or Zumba or something that had kind of been and done by that point, we wouldn't have gone nearly as well, even if everything else was the same. So it was just something that the market wanted.
Occasionally I jump on calls with gym owners I run a semi-private model. It's going really well. I'd love you guys to do the ads for me and do the calls, but I only really have room in my Monday and Wednesday 7 p.m. sessions. Not a very compelling offer, because how many people we get on the phone that want to come earlier? So period, point blank, if you are an excellent operator, you're running ads, you're calling leads, you have a good brand, you have good reviews, you have greater community, and business is still really fucking hard, I would revise your offer. So how do you bring people into the business, and the service itself? What can you add to it to make it more appealing?
It's a Warren Buffett quote, and I can't remember it exactly, but the premise of it was you can be rowing...
Market over manager?
No. There is that, but this was
I've got it, mate. It's more important that the boat that you're in is more important than how hard you row.
Yeah, something like that. So it's you can be rowing really hard, but if you're in a bad boat, it's a canoe or row, whatever you want to call it, you're not going to be able to go very far or very fast, as opposed to if you're in a great boat or a great canoe and you're rowing hard, it's also going to work well.
And the reason why it's lesson 1 for us is because we saw the effect of a great offer in Kurri Kurri, and then we also saw the effect of a great service that we have, our Done For You Everything service, where we make sales calls for gym owners. So if you look at our offer, I don't like the word offer, service. If you look at our service, most gym owners either don't like sales calls or don't have time to do calls. That's
But they
why
know that
they have
someone
to.
needs to.
Yeah, great offer. So, guys, offer is king. If business is hard, I would look at what you're offering to begin with. Lesson number 2, save your money. Don't buy shit to impress people you don't like or know. Money in the banks helps us both sleep at night when things go bad and when things go good.
Yeah, there's been a few moments in our career where we had a lot of uncertainty, and if we didn't have any money behind us, we probably would have made different decisions. We could have even exited the industry or had to go get a job.
There was 3 times in particular. It's before we opened up our first boot camp. We just got fired and we had money behind us to actually start the boot camp. The second time was we actually bought a gym in 2019 and we had to come up with cash fast. We both didn't want to get debt on the business. And the third thing, of course, was we actually opened a day that COVID started. So those 3 occasions, we both had money behind us, and it allowed us to stay calm in those 3 situations, to think clearly. And again, like, we would have potentially left the industry.
It still gets joked about in my household and sometimes with you guys, where the night before that first lockdown and ScoMo got on the TV at about 9:30 and said, hey, New South Wales businesses are going to stop tomorrow at 12 p.m. And that was the day that we were literally running our first sessions. And I was at home and watched it. And I was upset, obviously pissed off. And then I said, oh, off to bed I go. And I went to bed and fell asleep. And it's not that I didn't care. I wasn't worried. It was just I knew that the worst case scenario, I still had money behind me and we had money behind us to be able to wait it out. And what we
This
did.
this could even be lesson number 1, mate. Save
Maybe.
your fucking money. Don't buy shit that you don't need. Like, I have a 2019 Mitsubishi Triton. It's a nice car.
It's nice.
I would love a 2025 one, but I would rather have 60 grand in the bank just in case if shit happens again. And it's not a matter of when, it's a matter of if. Especially the fact that we're both parents too now. Like,
Yeah.
this isn't a business lesson. This is a life lesson.
Yeah, and I think just with
it's just not. It's not like you can look every one of those ClickFunnels awards, 7-figure entrepreneurs. Show me your fucking bank account. Like, what's in your bank account?
business is just volatile. Like, people think if you have a good month or you have a good quarter or a good year, like it's going to last forever.
Yeah.
And then it very rarely does, at least from what we've seen. So it's like, just because something's great now, it doesn't mean it's always going to stay great. And even I talk about this with our accountant all the time. He's like, people just have great months or great quarters or great years and they go and buy a new car. And then they got no money the next year. And then they owe the ATO money.
Yeah.
But I think just...
So, like, I can say, like, hand on my heart, October 2016, we got our first ever payout from Bootcamps. It was like 5,500. So we made 2,750 a week each. I was in Thailand at the time with Ellen. And ever since that day,
wasn't our first payout.
Wasn't our first payout. That was our biggest payout yet. Yeah. Sorry, it was like 2,750 a week each. I was in Thailand. I was about to buy a house, and ever since that day, I've never had to worry about money ever again. And just what a great feeling.
For me personally, because I feel like whether it is a good business or what type of business, business is risky. So I don't want to be taking any risk in my personal financial life. So no. This is a financial lesson, but for me personally, I like having money behind me and cash liquid. So then if shit does happen, I've got it there. And it doesn't impact my day-to-day with my family or my friends or my lifestyle because of something that's happened in business.
Nothing that will happen in business this week will affect what we do in Cairns together with our family.
Nothing this year will affect next. Like it's something that it is a huge thing that we've been doing for 10 years.
The other side of the industry, 7 figures, revenue, ClickFunnels, all that shit, it's very overrepresented. So I'd love to represent the side that says, hey, save your money, put it in the bank. Don't live lavishly. Like, buy what you like. Like, my thing's technology. I've spent an absolute bomb on my cinema room, and yours thing was gym equipment, and you spent a bomb on your personal gym. So, like, of course we have those things, but like, if you're going to gamble, drink, smoke, and invest into the cinema room and travel and buy the car, like, no wonder business is stressful. And it fucking annoys the shit out of us when, like, ad spend is a huge deal for people to actually market and grow the business because it's a gamble. What else is the gamble? Going out drinking Saturday night.
Gambling. He's gambling.
Gambling's gambling.
The tab.
It is very unpopular, but just like lesson 2, like save your money.
Well, we've done it and it's worked out well for us. So we're going to keep doing it and hopefully it keeps working out for us.
Yeah. What's the I just want to drive lesson 2 home. Just like, please.
Let's end the podcast.
Please.
If you do that, you'll be okay.
Please save your money. If you save more money than you spend, you save more money than you spend, you'll never need money ever again.
Dave Ramsey.
It's a great quote. Like,
and for people who are listening to this, you're probably a business owner.
Yeah.
So you're probably in a similar spot to where we are or where we have been, where it's risky. Shit's risky. You can have a bunch of people cancel. You can have something happen to your lease. You can have
one recently get kicked out of their building because of it was a UBX got kicked out of their building because of sound.
There's that like something you can have something that happens to. There can be.
It never happened to us, but like someone could have a fucking heart attack in your gym.
What about the floods that happened a few months ago?
There's hurricane on the Gold Coast,
or there can be the new gym that opens up the road for half your price. Yeah. Like
and this isn't the scarcity mindset. This isn't a brokey mindset. It is just like be responsible.
But it's just running a business, no matter what it is or how good it is. Like it is risky. So for me, it's like if that's really risky, I've conceded that fact. Then personal life, I want to have some certainty.
Yeah.
And having money behind you gives me a lot of certainty. And always will. Always has, always will.
Yeah. I think for us too, just like being able to control our calendar to a degree and just to spend all this time with our kids thus far. Like most mornings I spend some time in bed with my daughter Liv, just hanging out, chilling out. But if I was paying off a new car and a boat and a caravan and a jet ski, and I had to jump on a call at 7 a.m. with the gym owner in the USA because I was worried about money. Like it's a fast way to ruin everything.
Or you get rid of some of your team because like you'd rather absorb that cost and take it on yourself than all of a sudden you're doing 3 people's jobs to save a bit of money because you're having to pay off that debt that you've got. And then you burn out. So the business didn't work, but you got no money to pay someone else. So it goes around. It goes around in circles. So we've done a lot wrong, but something we've always done well is outsource. From the moment that we could in 2017, we hired someone, and ever since then we hired trainers, and now with our consulting business, we've got plenty of people who are giving us lots of help and paying them well to do it.
I know it frustrates you, people's spending habits. Like I get my lawns mowed, I get my house clean. It's like maybe $200 a month, maybe $250. And just like, as opposed to me having to buy a mower, fill up the lawnmower, mow the lawn,
maybe
chuck the grass out. But then it's too expensive. I would never, ever do that. But then you go spend your money on alcohol or smoking or gambling or drinking.
It's just a priorities thing.
Yeah. So for us, like the money that we've saved goes towards 2 things. It's outsourcing as fast as possible, and it's buying back as much of our time as possible. Sleeping well at night. They're the 3 things it's for.
Yeah.
Lesson number 3. Speaking of Warren Buffett, timing matters. Market over the manager. We got lucky in 2015. If you get lucky, execute like your life depends on it, because you may never earn that money ever again. Lots of people that we look up to in the industry, they made a lot of money really quickly, and it can be a 2 or 3 year window. And if you happen to find yourself in the perfect storm, and you know it's the perfect storm, execute.
Well, it comes a little bit back to like distraction, which we talk a lot about, because if you're onto something good, just sit in that lane and milk it for all you can in a good way. Not saying in like be run a good business, run a good ship, but you just need to stay there and really be able to get all from it that you can, as opposed to thinking, oh, this is good, maybe I'll try this other thing which is similar. I've heard that thing's good, I'm going to try that. So
I'd also get you to question some people that you do look up to or some people that you respect, because a lot of money was made at certain times. So I've met a lot of owners of F45s that had like 400, 450, 500 members in 2015 to 2017. And they are some of the worst operators I've ever come across. And they didn't realize that they were in the perfect storm. And they're still But they just think, why isn't it the same as it was in 2015? Well, because there was one gym in Warners Bay and now there's 30 gyms in Warners Bay.
Well, I'll be the first to say that if we were starting our journey today, it would go nowhere near as well as what it
No.
did 10 years ago.
No.
Like, not even close.
We'd get there in the end, but it would be a lot more challenging, a lot more difficult. The quality of our product would have to be higher. The building would have to be better. It would just be a lot harder.
Yeah, and we'd have to have some really significant changes to our business around pricing and accountability. Like a lot of things would have to change to be able to make similar sort of profit. But we unknowingly were just onto something really good. And in hindsight, like I said, we really were very fortunate. We're very lucky, and we had good sales processes. We did a lot of marketing, ran a lot of events, like we ran fun sessions, all of that stuff. But also, a big part of it was just the time. It was when functional fitness was taking off.
Yeah. So the question I'd ask the audience is like, what's taking off now? Have you, like, so for example, I remember a few years ago, Facebook groups were really hot. As in, like, business coaches were using Facebook groups. I'm sure you're in one of them. I'm sure you've been tagged at everyone. Like, and that was running hot. But the arbitrage there was if you had 1,000 people in a Facebook group, every time you posted, it hit 1,000 people. You do that today, it reaches 20 people. So the arbitrage, like, timing is everywhere. Like when you first hopped on Instagram in 2013, like a lot of the people that started early had the biggest accounts. Starting a podcast today compared to 5 years ago, like,
Yeah.
timing just really, really matters in life.
Well, like AI is obviously like the hot thing at the moment. And if you had been early adopter to that a few years ago, then I'm sure you would have done very well. But it also just comes back to like, I don't want people to hear this and be like, oh, I need to go and like chase this shiny thing.
No.
But it's just kind of being aware of where is your business in the life cycle? Like, is it in that post maturity phase where the best days are beyond you, regardless of what you do, or is it something that still has some life left in it based off what the market wants?
And if you're a great operator and you have a great offer and it's still really difficult, it's still really challenging, what is successful today? Look for those things. Like, there are some modalities today that are really popular. There's some modalities that aren't. So, like,
it's just innovation.
Yeah,
businesses need to innovate.
The best example is compare F45 to 2015 and 2025.
It's been 10 years. It's had a hell of a run.
Hell of a run.
And if you ever looked at, well, my car, I was about to say, if you ever looked at a car from 2015, mine's 2016 or 17.
Nice car.
Yeah, it's not bad. But it looks so old compared to the new 2025 one. And cars, like in phones, like they make the small changes each year to modernize it. But imagine if the Mitsubishi Triton was still just the exact same as what it was 9 years ago. People wouldn't keep buying it.
No.
Like you do need to innovate. You don't need to completely change your whole business, but there is innovation within your business that you need to.
I have the newer version of the Triton, the new, and then our friend Steve brought the newest one. So there's been 3 body changes the last 10 years. So timing matters. Lesson number 4: a sale away keeps a doctor away. Sales almost always fix all problems in business. Sales come from activity, not one line in the sales script, and certainly not tonality. I hate tonality.
It helps.
I hate it so much. I hate the idea that sales is the perfect script. I hate the idea that sales is. I'm part of the problem. I give out scripts. I hate sales is the idea of if you say trigger instead of sparked, or if you say how instead of what, or you drag it out, or you speed it up, or you're up or down, all those sales tactics. Nothing is more important than picking up the phone and making those dials, sending those messages, following up no-shows, following up fails. And again, a sale a day almost fixes everything. If you make a sale every single day in your business for the rest of your life.
Well, I think it's like if you've got an acquisition problem, that's a lot harder to fix than a fulfillment or an expectations or a operations problem. Because you've got like staffing and you've got some other things. But if you've got interest in whatever it is that you're selling and you're having new people starting all the time, then that's a huge, huge benefit. because you can figure out the rest of the stuff. You can increase prices. You can bring in new staff. You can invest in new things because you've got money from these new people coming through.
Well, people will do everything in their business except get a sale a day. You need to flip that on its head. So the technicians is what I call them, the ones that are really passionate about the programming, the service, the paint on the walls, the logo, the Facebook group, the Instagram profile, the stories, the reels. They try and perfect it before they go and make a sale a day. But the truth is you can't actually perfect it until you make a sale a day. Because once people start coming through, you're going to get feedback, what they like, what they don't like, and you can change from them. So you're doing it in the reverse. Like what you're doing is completely backwards.
Yeah, and of course your product's going to be a lot better if you've got 20 clients, but you're making no money. And then if you had 40 clients, your product wouldn't be as good. If you had 80 clients, it'd be worse again. So then there's actually little to no point of trying to perfect your product when you don't have the demand for it. And
No.
you think, once I do this, then I'm going to get clients. It's a bit of a, like I said, it's just a prioritization.
It's actually a fallacy. It's a when-then fallacy. When this is perfect, then I'll get sales. Get sales and you'll perfect it as you go. Just like I cannot tell you that like the last 10 years, all of our focus has been around getting sales. Like that's it.
Well, if like I said, everything is important in business. Some is more important than the others. And if you're just not having new people starting, and you're going to have people that say, yes, like retention's important. If you never lose a customer again, like but that just doesn't happen.
No.
Get out of that fugazi world that you're living in. Like you're always going to lose clients. You always need to replace them. Obviously, the better operators, better services, better whatever aren't churning through as many. But even if you are like an absolute elite level operator and you're having a few percent churn, you still need new clients. And if you're not getting new clients, then you're going backwards. So even for the absolute top of the line operators, then you still need it. But for most people that have moderate churn, then you are constantly needing new people through.
If you have the perfect product that's priced perfectly and you have them all in 12-month contracts, you're still going to lose people because people go into arrears. So you always need new sales coming through. So like at the start of the day, where are your sales coming from today? Do you have leads to call? Do you have people that have booked in? Are you doing a bring up for free Friday? Have you got an email list? Have you got a text list? It should be the first act of your day is to like, where are my sales coming from today?
Well, the unfortunate reality of fitness and wellness is people like trying different things.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter how good it is. Like, and yes, if anyone's listening, think, oh, I've had that member who's been here for 9 years, and these 10 people who've been here for the last 6 years. Everyone's got those people. But people try new things. They try the new shiny thing. They want to do something else. They give it a break for a while. And the nature of it is that it is easy. There's so many options. There's so many different ways to get fit that people want to try something else, and they think that something else is going to be the key. So you are always going to have people flying out the back door. Hopefully they're not flying out as quickly as some.
Yeah.
But you need to be having people coming through. And if you are, then you're just going to have a much better, more stable business.
And my mood's improved after a sale. Your mood will be improved. It's really important.
Feels good.
Number 5, pricing can make or break a business. If you get this wrong, nothing matters. Even with good offer, good timing, the perfect storm, if the math doesn't make sense, your business will not be profitable.
Yeah, I love talking about this one.
It's something we talk about all the time. Just get your price right. Like we made the mistake many, many times early in the day, not increasing our prices early enough. I cannot believe there are group fitness gyms out there today that still charge $35 or $40 a week. We were charging $66 a week for a 12-month contract at the beginning of 2021.
One of the things I hear a lot when talking to people about price is they'll say, I charge whatever, like $50 a week, let's say. And then like forget what number it is and what it should be or whatever. But I'll say, how did you come up with that price? They said, that's what the people up that's what the competition, this is what XYZ gym charges, what ABC gym charges. So I wanted to be about the same. I said, do you know if they're making money? And they say, oh, well, their sessions seem really full. I said, but have you seen their profit and loss statement for last year? Obviously they haven't. But people are potentially pricing their service off a business that is not only not making money, but he's losing money, and he's potentially out of business by the time like a year or two later, and you've based your pricing off them.
Yeah.
So you really need to, and you don't need to be a mathematician to figure out what your pricing should be, but you need to sit down and crunch some numbers. You need to know that yes, you pay GST, yes, you pay fees, yes, you have people that are in arrears, and then it's like, okay, so that's how much I get each week. This is my rent, this is my staff, this is my this, and if you need 200 members to break even at the price point that
Really
you
tough.
pick, like impossible.
Even if you have a great offer and the timing's right, like maintaining 250 plus members, like it's hard work.
And obviously it depends on where you are, and there's a lot of nuance to that. But if you look at a number and it's pretty scary as to how many you need just to break even, like you're not even in business to break even. You're in business to make
Yeah,
a bit
I
of a
often ask
profit.
people what their goals are. Like, yeah, I'd like 20 more members that will just cover our expenses. Like, 20 more members, like, don't you want to make money? Like, don't you want to quit your day job? And
the thing about pricing is it can be scary for people because they shop out of their own wallet and they think I wouldn't pay this for that, because they're so ingrained in what the competition are charging, and then they almost feel like a bit of a pretender if they're charging more. They don't believe it. But
you know what I think to this too, mate, is I think if gym owners come to us and they haven't been making sales, the thought of increasing the prices is really scary because they think they'll get less sales. And I say the same thing every time. I said, well, like, you're already the cheapest in town. If pricing is what people choose on, why isn't your gym full? Like, oh yeah. Like, like if it was purely down to price and you're already the cheapest in town and your gym isn't full.
well, also the old saying of like, there's no benefit in being second cheapest in town.
No.
Like, because they wouldn't be the cheapest. They'd be,
Yeah.
they wouldn't be as cheap as Anytime Fitness, right? For group training. So it's the one thing that you can change it like right now, and every new member is a new price, and your profit margin goes up. You don't forget about your current members for a second. If you're $60 a week and you start charging $80 a week, you're making more profit. And without getting too like the maths of it, like the margin isn't just like, oh, I'm making an extra $20 per person, because if before your margin, let's say 10%, if you're making an extra $20 and the price has gone up 33%, then you're making like an extra 40%.
It's massive.
Like it's enormous. And over the course of 12 months, if every new member's on that price, like it makes a hell of a difference. But I really think that people are just, I think that they don't feel like that their service is valued more than what they charge.
Listening to a Jeff Bezos interview the other day, he talks about always seeking truth. And there's so much information on the internet. There's 135 fucking thousand gurus telling you what to do. But like, what's actually true? What is something that no one could dispute? It's like, if you're priced correctly, you're going to make more money. And no one can dispute that. So it should be a massive focus of yours to ensure that the price makes sense. Like,
and whatever that needs to be. And,
yeah.
and it doesn't matter what they charge up the road.
It doesn't. One other thing too is like, especially with Pilates studio owners, inter-offers, they all charge the same amount. And they think, oh, well, this is 5 for 50. We can't be 5 for 60. You can't be 5 for 69. I'm like, well, why can't you? Like,
I also think like there are very few people that would truly be shopping around.
Yeah.
And if they are, that they're probably going to be bad clients.
Yeah.
Because they're one cheaper offer away from leaving. But I don't even think people know the pricing of other things.
No.
As an owner, you know, because you've mystery shopped or you've gone on their websites, you know how much everyone charges, but the consumers don't know. Charge what you need to.
Yeah. Lesson 6, mate. Focus, focus, focus. Avoid shiny objects. This has been, personally, the biggest mistake I've made in business time and time again. If you get bored, go to the gym. Don't change something that's already working. So in December last year, we decided to have a slow month because December, time with our family, just made sense. And I was sitting at my computer, looking at my screen, looking for things to do. Business was working great. Everything's going well. Clients are getting results. Staff are happy. I'm like, oh, should I change the funnel? Should I rebrand this? Should I have some new ads made? And the answer was to do nothing. Like, rest is actually productive. Like, if I rest in December and come back strong in January, like, the business is better. So just don't chase shiny things. Like, if you're fitness membership is not full, don't go and get an ice bath. Fill the fitness membership first.
Yeah, and don't get confused with what we were talking about with one of the earlier points with like what's on trend or what's popular. We're not saying to jump ship and change altogether, but if you've already got like a whole business that's built out around one thing, then you need, like, it is in your best interest to keep trying to focus on that one thing, because if you have another product line, another service line, another business, another location, another online thing, it's a whole nother business.
Yeah.
It's a whole nother business. And if you're already struggling with your first business, what are the chances that your second business really goes off and then your first business doesn't suffer too?
Yeah.
And so often, and we saw this at times when we had multiple locations, like the second thing just counters the first thing.
I was going to say, the ultimate shiny object for gym owners is I'm going to open up location 2 or 3 when your first location isn't great. I have people I talk to that we run their pre-sale and they say that they want to franchise before opening up their first location. What are you talking about? Like, you know, the first one's going to go.
Or they follow someone, or there's a new gym in town that's big and nice, so they go and triple the size of their facility. Well and good, but you've just tripled the size of your rent.
Yeah.
So there is a lot of ownership, entrepreneurship, whatever you want to call it. It's just doing the same stuff over and over again, and people get bored, and that's why they seek variety and they want to pursue something else. And I think people wear it as like a badge of honor. Oh, I've got this thing, I've got this online thing, and I've got 2 locations, and I'm also doing this thing, and I'm mentoring a few this, I'm doing, and it's like,
got back from a conference in New York,
and it's just like you're doing all of these things, and it sounds good to maybe someone who's not in the industry, or you tell your friends, or you tell someone, family barbecue, and think, wow, like, they're doing really well. Look at all the stuff they're doing. And it's like, the reality is, if you just did the first thing and did it really well, you'd be way happier. You'd make way more money. You'd have way more time. You wouldn't be quite as exciting at the family barbecue, but you'd have a much better business.
I have a monthly meeting with 4 friends that are all really high-level entrepreneurs, like 7, 8 figures. And my goal every month, though, how's business going? Yeah, same old shit as last month. That's actually my goal.
Same.
The same old shit as last month. Working with the Pilates network, 14 locations, a meet up in person. We wrote down a list of all the things that this CEO was doing, and I just sat there and just went, stop, 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 stop. Do this, this, this. That's all you have to do. And they were the massive rocks. It was like, okay, like, let's save money over here. Let's increase the sale a day over here. Let's push that to the side for a couple of months. And I'm happy to say things are going really well. So why, like, shiny, this is my biggest flaw as a human being, shiny objects. And I'm angry at myself when I see it in other people. Like, if you are not making a sale a day and your pricing is not right, everything else you're doing is a waste of fucking time. Everything else is a shiny object. Everything. If you're not making a sale a day, if you haven't got enough clients to pay the rent, you are distracted. It's so hard because we all do it. And so, like, back to like Jeff Bezos, like, hey, I want to seek the truth. Everything matters. But what are the few things that really matter? What are the 3 things that, if this is true, I get leads, I make sales calls, I sell people at the right price. If those 3 things are true, almost nothing else matters.
Just ruthless prioritization. And I think people know what they should be doing, but they don't want to do it. And I understand, they don't want to do it because they hate doing it. They're not good at it. It's whatever.
Me.
Like, it's just, but then obviously that's when, if you have a team and things like some of your team can do the things you're not good at, or that you don't do, you don't want to do. But it's ruthless prioritization of what you need to do to have the business you want, to have the work-life balance, or the family life you want, and then anything else that isn't one of those things, and they can present themselves as a way to improve your business. Like, I'm going to go and have coffee with that chiropractor who or try and strike up a
joint venture,
some sort of joint venture with them. Yeah, and that's going to take 3 hours. Yeah, they want to meet 40 minutes away, and we'll sit down for coffee for 90 minutes, and I'll have 40 minutes home, and then your whole morning's gone. And I'm not saying you shouldn't meet up with people, but that can disguise itself as being like a way to acquire clients. And it's like, or You can sit down for 3 hours and you can contact every single lead that's opted into your website but never ended up coming through. You can send a personal message. You can call them. You can do both. You can get a lot of contacts in those 3 hours.
Double dial them, text them, email them.
And then after the 3 hours, you look at both those things. Very few people would say that the chiropractor thing's a waste of time. But I'm here to tell you, it's probably a waste of time. And it's not that
unless you're going to start referring a bunch of people there.
And again, it's not that it is a waste of time, but it's a waste of time compared to other things that you could be doing for those 3 hours.
Yeah.
It's the ruthless prioritization of what should you be doing right now, and then removing all the other alternatives, even if they are disguising themselves as a way that could work.
We're both having a bit of a quieter week just by choice because 10-year celebration. We're going right into the week, and we met today about this. Like, what are the things that like absolutely must happen for our business to be successful? And I narrowed my job down to 3 things, and your job is 2 things. They're the only things we should be focusing on.
And there's lots of things that could improve it, but it's just you can't do all of the things and do them well. So you need to ruthlessly prioritize it, and you need to revisit it regularly. Like at the last probably 6 months, we've caught up monthly and really gone through this stuff, and it's helped. And then it's like, because it's not always like different things sometimes change. You just need to be clear on what you're focusing on and what are the reasons for doing it.
I think that's one of the biggest mistakes that every owner I talk to makes. And that's why they're busy, broken, burnout, the 3 Bs, because they're doing things that just don't actually matter. And not only that, like if you're doing things that don't matter, not only does it take away from your business, it also takes away from the most important thing, which is your family.
You're just doing more stuff.
You could call the leads Monday to Friday, 9 till 12, and not do the fucking open day at the AFL Oval on Saturday morning. Oh, I'm working, darling, just like grinding. But you're grinding on the wrong things.
People just don't want to call the leads.
No.
They want to go and set up a table.
Coffee would be nice in the morning there.
Yeah.
Sausages, laughter. So the last 4 made it a bit more fluffy. So first 6, recap. Offer is king. If it's very hard to acquire clients and business is on hard mode, I would look at how you present your service or how you could make it more appealing to more people. Number 2 is save your money. Don't buy shit to impress people that you don't like. Number 3 is timing matters. Market over the manager. We got lucky in 2015. If you get lucky, execute. Number 4, a sale a day keeps the doctor away. Consistent sales almost fix all problems in business. Number 5, pricing can make or break a business. Number 6, focus. Avoid shiny objects. Number 7, having a supporting partner. Really, really important. So you met Kate, it was before the first bootcamp, and I met Ellen about 5 months after the first bootcamp, and they've been with us on this journey ever since, and they're super supportive.
Yeah, and I think they're not helping us in business. They're not doing admin.
I'm not having business powwows.
They're not doing the bookkeeping. It's not even that. It's just they are.
I'll expand on that, mate. It's actually unfair to expect them to understand. They don't fucking care.
No, but they support us and whatever, and they're confident with whatever we're doing is going to work. But not in that. They just believe in us and support whatever decisions we make.
We're going in this direction. Okay, I trust you. But also too, like occasionally when we've had to go through a challenging period like COVID, and I'm definitely not good at this, but I've gotten better, is like if you are going to enter a period of work that is really stressful or really time consuming, and maybe you have to work extra hours in the morning or the night, just have the conversation up front. Like, hey, Ellen, I'm entering a 2 or 3 week period here. It's going to be really challenging as we build XYZ thing. Just letting you know.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's just good expectations, good communication. But we speak with some owners, and unfortunately, their partners. It seems a little bit more so if their partners are more involved in the business. And this goes both ways, like men and women. I'm not just saying like women or men, and they will. I guess not too dissimilar to us, where like we're different personalities, and you're the forever optimist. I'm more of a realist. There's a bit of that, but then they will. It's almost like they will blame. They'll hold it against them if they made a bad decision. They'll say, "Oh yeah, like Johnny did
I
this.
knew we shouldn't have got this building.
Yeah, Johnny really wanted it, and I told him not to get it, or Sally wanted this, and I said, like, let's not do this. So I think just having someone who is there for you and isn't going to hold it against you if it's the wrong decision or bad decision. But we've been very fortunate.
Yeah. And just like the absolute worst thing would be like, imagine if your partner resents the business and then you resent her. So if you are chasing every shiny object and you're spending way more time away from the family than you have to or should to because you're grinding on the wrong tasks, is it reasonable for your partner to be upset? Probably. So like, if you focus and you make a sale a day and your business is good and you're home at a certain time and you're done work at a certain time, like,
yeah,
it makes
and
things
live
a lot
your life
easier.
however you want. I like this isn't relationship advice.
No.
It's just almost expectations around like
Yeah.
what.
Well, we're both dads now. I try and be done at 5 p.m. Almost always 5:01. Not always, like 4 out of 5 nights, I'm out there. No kids, I was not doing that. I was like, not taking the piss in the day, but I could jump on at 6 p.m. and do some stuff. Like, I had to be way more efficient with my time because if I'm not supporting my partner, well, she's not going to support me.
Yeah, and I mean, if the business is going really well and your relationship's terrible, like you're not happy. I wouldn't be.
No. So having a supporting partner is super critical. Open communication is key. And I think people sometimes can lean on their partner for too many things. So like, you have different relationships for different things. So I have Ellen, my wife, mother of my child. I have you. We talk about business almost 90% of the time. Kids get more airtime now. But I've got Steve and Kenny, like they're my UFC friends. Go UFC with them. I've got James, AG, and AP. They're my other business friends. Like you have different friends for different people. So I don't think you should expect your partner to understand the ins and outs of the business.
Unless they're business people too, obviously.
Yeah.
But if they're not, like they probably don't really know.
No.
And it's nothing against them. It's
No.
just like if they ask you something about their job, you're probably not
Yeah.
going to know either.
So Ellen, like we went to the US market and there's actually a lower class market, upper class market. We tend to be getting more lower class market leads. What's your thoughts
Well,
on
even
that?
like the pricing thing from before, like if you say to your partner, hey, like would you pay
Yeah.
$65 for a membership? No, I paid $50. And like even sometimes I think, wow, that's like, oh, okay. And then like the owner might not increase their prices. And it's not that the partner is wrong, it's just that their belief, but you probably shouldn't be taking
No.
pricing advice based off what they think. So it's a tricky one, and it's just I think I don't want to speak too much on it, but I just
No.
we are fortunate that who we have, and they've always been in our corner.
Lesson 8, having friends that work for you. Something we've done a lot of. Personally, I think it's a great idea.
You do?
I do.
Is that what you said?
Yeah. However, this is a true story. One of my friends was a trainer for 7 years, Steve. I sent Steve this list, by the way. He knows you're getting a shout in the podcast. In that time period, I hate the word boss, hate the word employee, but that was our dynamic at work. But we would fly to Singapore together. We met Robert Whitaker in an airport together. We were drinking 5 days in a row together. We went to UFC 265 in Singapore together. We had an absolute blast. Then we flew home, drove home from the airport together, and the next day back at work. And I think for the most part, we did a really good job at separating those worlds. And if we ever had to have a serious conversation, and maybe it was like 5 times, it's like, hey, this is like Jamie, the owner of Breakthrough Active talking. Or if Steve was going through personal things, like, hey, mate, this is Jamie. Like, I'm not talking to you as your employer, I'm talking to you as a friend. Like, are you okay? I think just if you hire friends, having clear expectations is really important, but also separate those worlds. And if you have to, like, say this is Jamie the employer or Jamie the friend, and even better than that, have designated times that you talk about things.
I think in that dynamic, you guys weren't really friends before you started. Like
No,
you knew each other,
Yeah.
but you weren't.
We went from acquaintances.
Played a bit of poker together.
Acquaintances. No, we were friends. We
weren't going out for dinner or anything.
No, I mean Kenny would. Yeah, we were friends.
You reckon?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I only got a couple of friends. He was one of them.
Before he started?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, I'll take that back. But I guess I probably differ in thought a little bit because even now, I've got some good friends who are not anything related to work. And if someone asked for a job, I'd probably say no.
Do you disagree?
Well, I would feel this. I already feel like a responsibility to all the staff that we have. You support them, they support their families, they have kids, they're supporting their kids. Like,
well, Steve hasn't been the only friend we've hired.
no, I know. I'm just saying, like, if a friend now, and this has changed for me.
I just want your opinion now, because like, if I was better friends with Steve, you were definitely better friends with Ryan.
Yeah.
How is your relationship with Ryan, and how did you navigate that?
Yeah. So I think you sort of, when he was working with us, you would be more of like the boss.
Well, I guess Steve would talk to you for serious shit too.
Probably.
Yeah.
And I was friends with Steve, not like you were. So I think if I was like the only owner of the business and I was managing Ryan, it would have been very, very different. Very, very different. Because we were friends like years before. And I think now, like after going through that and sort of just change of opinion, like if any of my friends now who are not work related said, hey, like, can't have a job, I'd say no. Because what if you need to make a hard decision?
I'm the optimist, right? I just want to see the best in people.
Yeah, so do I. But like, but what if you had to make a hard decision, and then like you know like you've known them for 15 years, and you know their kids, and you know where they go to school, and you know it's their birthday, and it's like, fuck, I probably need to fire Dad. Like, he's not up to snuff in his work, or something's changed dramatically in the business. I just wouldn't want that responsibility for one of the 5 to 10 people who I consider.
Well, I guess my opinion comes from, we've had 2 experiences doing it, and both have been positive, and both of them now own one of our gyms, which is, I think, is really fucking cool.
That it ended very, very well. Like everything.
But just like
really
the accountant says, it usually doesn't.
Well, and it's not that it didn't for us.
So why did it work for us then? We're 2 for 2, 100% success rate.
I think because it ended up in them getting our old gyms.
Yeah.
Because we got to different points in our career where we, like COVID with Ryan, like we kind of didn't really have too many other options. We would have either had to like kind of let him go, or reduce his stuff, reduce his hours, or pass him one of our locations, which we did. And then Steve, obviously, like through this whole transition into the consulting company, like we ended up having him take over the gym. And if we had to shut down the gym or something, like, what happened?
Yeah, or sold it to someone else.
Yeah, like how would that play out?
I never really thought about that. I also just like just. And we had Christmas parties with Ryan. I actually had fun with them too. Like,
and your work friends become like such a big part of your life. But I think it's just probably me as a person, like just fearing the worst if something did happen, and then like Steve, he's got a 2-year-old son who I've met plenty of times, like great little kid.
Yeah.
And then it's like, sorry, Dad, like,
yeah,
like.
So
does that affect what he gets for his birthday?
Yeah. So lesson 8. I'll probably wind back. Yeah, it's probably not a good idea. We had success with it. The other thing too is we've actually never lost. We've always been great with staff. We've always overpaid.
Yeah.
We've always been very paid. Do you know why we've always overpaid and been pretty kind?
Good
we
sales.
had fucking we had money in the bank.
It's sale a day.
So yeah, money. Yeah. Oh, I disagree. Yeah, don't hire your friends ever.
And I don't know. Like we've had 2 from 2, like you said, but they've also ended up with 2 of our locations, and they're still running them years on.
Like I still go to the locations and train. They're still both really great friends of ours.
And then like
both came to my wedding and bucks party.
Yeah, but then if it didn't work out there, and they, I don't know, it's life. They'd have to go get a job, and then, but in the short term, like they're struggling to get by. Like, it's just a lot of responsibility.
So lesson 8, having friends that work for you, completely up to you.
Don't do it. Do it.
Yeah, we might have just got lucky.
Maybe if it's an acquaintance, it's okay.
Yeah, I'll change that. If you've got a member in the business who wants to be a trainer, fucking hire that person.
Well, that's Steve was your friend too.
Because we're 2 for 2 on that too, Steve and Brody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a really good outcome.
Yeah. Okay, lesson 9. Everyone cancels. People get divorced after buying a house and having kids. What makes you think they wouldn't cancel your membership via email and pretend like you never existed? I left this one for second last, mate, because it fucking stings. It hurts for years and years and years. When you're out Saturday morning, enjoying your eggs, having a coffee, email comes through to whom it may concern. I need to cancel for XYZ bullshit reason. And it is so hard to not take personal.
Please don't attempt any more payments.
Yeah. I've already paid my 30 days.
Yeah. I just paid yesterday. Make sure there's no more, please.
Or can you even refund that payment because I won't be there?
Well, I alluded to it earlier, just with the nature of fitness, where people try different things, circumstances change. And regardless of what a lot of people think, my opinion is that joining a boutique gym or studio, which is people we work with typically, like we're talking 50, 60, 70, 80, $90 a week.
Yeah.
We're not talking $9.95.
Yeah, 95% of our clients are boutique gym owners.
It's a service that isn't necessary.
Yeah.
Right?
They can go for a walk.
Or you can go to the...
I'd love to be necessary.
Go to the gym. You can buy some equipment. Like you can stay fit and healthy without it. Barely anyone does. I get that. But when you're looking at if you've got some budget restraints, or if you've got something that happens to your kids, something that happens personally, and you've got all these things that are happening, one of the first things to go is that. And let's not forget that people cancel Netflix. $13 a month, something like that. It used to be $9. People still cancel. Or Spotify, $13, and you get every song and every podcast ever.
I used to carry around a Walkman. Have me CDs
and people still cancel. So then your $300 a month membership or $200 a month, like, of course people are getting cancelled. And it sucks because you have such a personal connection to them.
I remember in Curry we had two members in particular. I'm sure you remember the first Christmas party we had. They were back at our house smoking and drinking. We shouldn't have been doing either of those things with those members. And they cancelled a week later. We thought this is a great community. Like, why would anyone cancel? They were at our house having a blast. Like, there was 20 people at our house.
Maybe that's why they cancelled.
Patting our dogs. Maybe.
It just comes back to the nature of fitness. People don't last forever. And everyone's got their ones that do last forever and they've been there forever, but they're very few and far between. People cancel. People move on for different reasons. So you need to have people coming in. And it doesn't need to be sale a day, but you need to have acquisition as a focus.
And that was the next point. To make this less painful, a sale a day makes the doctor go away. Also, if you've got money in the bank and you're not strapped to pay rent the next month, you're going to take it less personally. I'll say this definitively. The day that we learn how to acquire clients on autopilot, meaning that like we spend X amount on ads, we get X clients back, was the day, truly, I stopped taking cancellations personally.
And it helps if you're not doing all the fulfillment and all the delivery, and you're not running sessions, and you actually don't have and it depends on the person. Like I'm an empathetic person, so like I hear of a reason, and it's just like, well, I kind of get it, but like I also kind of like,
and they're not going to go elsewhere and stay consistent. Think, why are you canceling? Like you still got goals to achieve.
You should stay here. Like you're happy when you're here. Like you are happy and you're healthy, but like I also get it. Like if you are financially struggling, then like use this money.
And you can justify the cocktails, the gambling, the smoking, however you want. Like
so, it's just it's the nature of nature, and there's churn in
every
the
business.
every business, anything, regardless of what it is, and it just means that like I said, we wish it was something that you needed. We wish it was like the internet, where everyone, just about everyone in the world has it. Or everyone's
paying their phone bill.
Yeah, phone, internet. The gym just isn't on the same level. So
just never take it personally. It's never ever you. And when they say
sometimes it's you. if your service sucks, it was probably us with those two at the party.
When someone says to whom it may concerns, understand like why they might not fully understand the financial implications that it has on you, your family, and supporting your children, they feel terrible too. So the worst thing you can do is to make them feel even more terrible.
One thing we did do well, because we had a lot of new members and we had a lot of cancellations over the years. Yeah. We never ever sent a rude message back, and we've heard some horrible things of people who have made people feel terrible. Like pretty much
like child abuse. You feed your children McDonald's, you should be at the gym.
Things like that. Yeah, and just like, hey, I saw you doing this. Like I thought you said you couldn't exercise. Like We never ever did anything like
Yeah,
that.
there was a story that there was a cancellation.
Don't say any names.
No names. But member had a sore back, and then the owner drove past her house, and she was mowing the lawn, and then she texted the member after saying, "I thought your back was sore." Like, fucking hell.
Yeah, you can't do that. So we never ever did that. But it is hard to, and that's part of just having a personal, like a personal training gym, or a small group, or a group training gym. Like you form those relationships. But when it hurts a little bit less when someone cancels and you're upset, you probably like them as a person, you like having them there, and then 2 hours later you make a new sale.
4 things you can guarantee, mate: death, taxes, cancellations, and the sun rising. Always going to happen.
That just really does help ease that pain a little bit.
Lesson 10. There's something we can talk about. Business partnerships. It's not enough to be friends. It's not enough to have the same passion. You need to be aligned in your personal lives. If one partner wants to earn 1 million and one partner wants to earn 10 million, you're going to have problems. Mitch and I drive the same car. Our houses are valued the same. Our personal spending habits are the same. Our partners are friends. Our kids are months apart.
Yeah, it's all worked out for us.
But it's something that, like, I hear about a lot of business partnerships going wrong. And I think it's less to do about the actual business and more to do with what's happening in one of those partners' personal lives.
Yeah, I think we've, none of that was by design. We've been very lucky, I think. Like with just our lives kind of ending up similar, living in the same.
It was luck, mate.
Well,
Because, like, you bought a house and then I bought a house 5 minutes away.
yeah.
And our partners are friends and they hang out and we're going to Cairns this weekend. And our kids were playing yesterday and Darby's hug and live.
Yeah.
But no, it's not luck, because, like, if I went and bought a car today, you'd be filthy at me. If I went and bought an expensive car today,
it's up to you.
but if I went and bought an expensive car today, and all of a sudden this slow week that we're having needs to be a big week, you'd be fuming.
Well, I think that's where, and the word luck is the wrong one. Like there's probably been like some things that have happened that have just probably happened, and then that's kind of just married up. But if there are personal decisions that you make, financial decisions that you make that are going to affect the day to day in business, then that's when it can cause problems. Because we're having a bit of a slower period at the moment by choice, and we're both very comfortable with that. However, if we were trying to pile on clients because you had a $150,000 Range Rover that you're paying off and you needed more cash flow, or you needed money, or you wanted to take you wanted to get paid more out of the company, like it would snowball and cause things. But
one of my favorite sayings is personal problems show up in business, and they really show up in a business partnership, because my personal problems become your problems. Because if I'm drinking, smoking, gambling, doing drugs, sleeping in, missing sales calls, like, and that's not too far-fetched what happens to some people.
I think people jump into business partnerships just too quickly. Like they're like, oh, I've got the experience and you've got you've been local in this area. Like, let's do it together. And then
so we've been friends since 2006. We started the business partnership in 2014. Got it up and running 12 months later. The accountant said not to do it. He warned us, said, "Hey, don't do it. Like, don't do it." So we'll be fine. And, like, in hindsight, like, most people shouldn't.
Whether it's a partnership or a company makes no difference.
Either.
Like it's just being in business together.
Most people probably shouldn't be in business together.
I thought, because I did read the notes before this, but I thought you were kind of, I think more important than that, than all obviously the personal expenses and things like that, is just when we have difference of opinion, which is a lot, like surprisingly, like really, like not like huge fights, but there's times where you'll bring up something or I'll bring up something, and we just have the respect and like the direct communication to be like, come on, mate, like that just doesn't matter.
Pull your head in.
Like, let's not do that right now. And then like we have enough respect for the other person to be like, and sometimes they'll be like, yeah, but this and that, and then it's like, mate, and then I'll be like, no, you're right. Let's good point. And
there's a few times when we steamrolled each other.
I bought that rower.
But that's okay too, because sometimes, like, So I was pretty certain about some things.
But the one thing that we have started trying to follow a little bit lately, or last little while, is like one-way and two-way doors. There are some decisions that are like irreversible.
Yeah.
And they're one-way door. Or if they're not irreversible, like they're very close to irreversible. Like it's signing a lease.
Yeah.
Like a big lease. It's upgrading your building. It's buying a 150, like things that are actually just like, they're really hard to come. Yes, you can sell a car. Yes, you can get out of the lease. Yes, you can sell a business, whatever. But there are things where times where maybe it is more of one person's idea than the other. And it's just like, hey, like, all right, let's do it. And if it doesn't work out, we can just revert back to what we're doing in 2 or 3 months' time.
Yeah. Well, at the gym yesterday together, having a good laugh because I went to a dinner last year and there was 2 former business partners at the table and they were best friends. Something went wrong. I don't know what went wrong. I didn't ask. I don't want to know. None of my fucking business. But like, they sat opposite each other and their communication was to the extent of like, hey. And I just think about like, imagine if that was ever us at our friend Jared's 40th birthday party in 4 years' time.
Hey, mate.
Hey, mate.
At the moment, we call each other once or twice a day and
go to the gym together. Kids are going to be friends.
And in 5 years, just, hey, mate, how's family?
So what's been the most important thing to the success of it? To the core, what, like, seeking the truth? What's the one thing?
I think it's just, I think it's being respectful of each other's, like, I guess, prowess or ideas, but also being honest with communication to say, I'm happy to do it, I'm not happy to do it, these are the reasons. And the other one being okay.
I'll shorten that. Don't be fucking prideful.
Well, and there's times where, like, you really want to do something and I don't really want to do it. And then you can see that I don't really want to do it. And instead of you just being like, nah, like, we're doing it, I don't care what you say, it's like, all right, like, no, it's all right.
Maybe if it was one word, it was compromise.
Yeah.
Compromise.
That's probably a better way to do it. And there are times where it's like, and I can think of, but it was early on this year and it was talking about our sales team and you really want to do it. And I was a bit iffy. And I was just like, hey, I don't think it's going to work very well or as well as you think. But if it doesn't, like, we
didn't work as well, I think.
But then I was just like, well, if it doesn't, then we just go back to what we're doing, and then we just mark it down as experience, and that's kind of what happened. And there was no like, I told you so. Like, it wasn't. You didn't have to apologize. You did apologize, but I was like, you don't have to apologize. Like, it's just as part of it. But normally,
do you remember when I first brought up Done For You? The first time ever, it was an Orange Theory owner. I said, "Hey guys, like, these leads are great. Could we get you guys doing the call?" And you're like, "No fucking way, we'd never do that."
That's wrong.
Yeah, but yeah, I think it's a
personality thing too. Like, we are very different people, and I think we just.
So why are we friends then if we're different people?
Well, that's the old opposites attract, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Well, is it that we value?
We don't clash at all, because like, we're not like, if I was like you, like, we'd be doing everything, and if you're like me, we wouldn't be doing anything.
Yeah, nothing will get done.
So
it'd be permanent. It'd be just making decisions.
Yeah.
So, but the whole idea of just like, you need to have opposing skill sets, I really think it comes back to, okay, well, break it down to like compromise, not being prideful, and your personal goals in life. Like, if you can't see yourself sitting on a deck when you're 80 years old, reminiscing about episode 106 of 10 Years in Business podcast, you probably shouldn't do it.
And I think probably better, this is the pessimist in me, like, you're probably better off doing it yourself and hiring a manager or a CEO, whatever you want to call it. Because we've got some really good talent in our team. And if you drop dead tomorrow,
yeah, Bryce could replace you.
Like or vice versa. Like, he would step up. We'd pay more. He would, and then instead of me talking to you every day about, I'm talking to Bryce.
Yeah,
it would be different. But then it's just like, they get paid well. They don't have. You're still making the decision at the end of the day. And if you are wanting help with decision making, or you're wanting to bounce ideas off people, then you talk to them about it.
Yeah,
I don't think you necessarily need to jump into a partnership with someone.
no.
We had a very unique circumstance. We've been friends for years, whereas people, at least the people we speak to, they have companies or partnerships with people that maybe they've met in the last few years.
Yeah, they trained at the same gym together.
Yeah.
We're going to open one.
Yeah. Well, I don't even know you yet.
No. Well, guys, that's 10 lessons. Appreciate you tuning in. If we do our 20-year recap, we'll be up to episode about 700, and I'll be 46 years old. Darby will be almost 12.
26.
Liv will be 10. Unbelievable. All right, guys, thanks for listening. Appreciate it. Have a good day.
Bye-bye.